Alrighty, I'm back after a couple of months and I can start finally posting videos on my YouTube channel again. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, my YouTube channel was suspended for violating community guidelines. But I thought this was kind of weird because I didn't actually violate any community guidelines. So after 2 months of appealing it, I finally got my channel back. So I'm going to talk about what I did to get my channel back. So if your channel got taken down wrongfully like mine did, hopefully this video will help you out. So back in September of 2021, I was posting pretty consistently. I was posting about 2 to 3 YouTube shorts and one long form video every week. I was finally starting to get more subscribers and get more watch time on my videos after having my channel for 3 years with over like 400 videos. So I was feeling pretty good about it. I was making progress with my channel and there I was minding my business. I was on my computer one day and then I checked my email and it was an email from YouTube saying that my channel was permanently suspended for violating community guidelines. And they said that I violated the scam, spam, and deceptive content policies. So I figured this has to be a mistake because I don't make content violating those policies. And I even reviewed those policies to make sure that my content doesn't violate it after I received that email from YouTube. I went back and I looked through the policies and I don't understand how my content would violate those policies. So when you get an email from YouTube saying that your channel was removed, they have a link in the email where you can appeal it. So that's the first thing I did. So anytime your channel is taken down, that's the first, basically the first move or your first plan to get your channel back is to appeal it, file an appeal. Now, when you're appealing your channel to get it back, you want to take your time and write out like a professional response. You don't want to come at it from an angry perspective saying, my channel's taken down, why'd you take it down, because that's not really going to get you anywhere. Take your time and try to come at it from a professional angle, saying, hey, especially if you know your channel was taken down by accident or due to some error, you can just say, hey, my channel was removed for such and such violations. I've reviewed the policies and my content doesn't violate them. If I can have somebody look into my channel, I'm sure this has to be some type of error. If I can get somebody to basically look into my channel, I'm sure they'll notice that this is some type of error. And when you're also filing your appeal, you have 1,000 characters to basically plead your case to YouTube on why your channel should be restored. So make sure that you use every single character if you can. My first 2 appeals that I sent to YouTube, I didn't really use as many characters as I should have. I probably used like half, like 500 to 700 characters. Because I just thought, hey, this is obviously a mistake. And all I have to do is just file an appeal and I'm pretty sure they're going to restore my channel. But that's not how it works. Now, when I sent my first appeal, it took me about a day to get a response back from YouTube. And the email that they sent back was pretty much stating after, thank you for submitting an appeal, but your channel is going to remain suspended. Now, at that point, I was just kind of like, I didn't violate any policies, so I don't know why they would not restore my channel. So I tried to file another appeal. And FYI, when you file an appeal and it gets rejected, you have to wait 2 weeks before you can file another appeal, which kind of sucks. So then I started looking on YouTube and I started looking at other people who've had their channels taken down. And one method that they also recommend or that they've tried is going on Twitter and tweeting at Team YouTube. So that's what I did. I went on Twitter and I tweeted at Team YouTube. I pretty much sent them a tweet saying, hey, my channel was taken down. It says I violated these certain policies, but I reviewed the policies and my content doesn't violate them. How can I fix this issue or who can I get in contact with? Now, when I tweeted at Team YouTube, they replied within a couple of hours, which is kind of funny because if you want to get in contact with somebody at YouTube, the fastest way to do it is through Twitter, which is kind of funny. So when they replied to me, they just asked for the link to my YouTube channel and they said they'll have their team look into it. So when they replied to me a few hours after that, they just said my channel was rightfully suspended and they just gave me a link back to the YouTube policies, which I've already reviewed. So I tweeted back at Team YouTube basically saying, who can I get in contact with because I believe this is an error. I reviewed the policies and my content doesn't violate them. And they just didn't reply after that. So fast forward 2 weeks later when I can file another appeal, that's what I did. And I received an email within 3 minutes after filing my appeal, basically saying the same thing as the first email. After further review, we reviewed the content and it violates our guidelines for the same policies and it will remain suspended. So after 3 minutes of sending my second appeal, they just sent an automatic denial, which was kind of letting me know that nobody really looked into it. It was just automatically denied. So then I went back to Twitter, tweeted at Team YouTube, and told them the same thing. My channel was taken down for violating such and such policies. How can I fix this? They pretty much replied with the same response as the first time. They're gonna have somebody look into it. And a few hours later, they just sent me a link saying your channel was suspended for violating these policies. And they gave me a link back to the policies, which is, wasn't really helping me because they weren't giving me a direct answer on what specifically I violated, what I did wrong. They're just saying you violated one of these 3 policies. And they just sent me a link back to the YouTube policies. So then I tweeted at Team YouTube, basically, what specific policy did I violate? How can I fix this? Or who can I get in contact with? They just simply replied, they don't get into specifics. And they sent me another link back to the policies and the guidelines. So at this point, I was getting kind of frustrated and I was kind of losing hope because I was thinking like, damn, I'm going to lose my channel, you know? I spent 3 years working on my channel and just for it to all be gone just like that. And I kept tweeting at Team YouTube on Twitter. And at this point, they just pretty much don't even reply at all. I started tweeting at them saying, hey, my channel is still suspended. I filed an appeal. My content doesn't violate the policies or the guidelines stated in YouTube's basically guidelines and policies. And they're not even replying back to me on Twitter at all at this point. So I waited another 2 weeks. And during this whole time, since I'm not uploading content on YouTube, I'm focusing more on TikTok. Dedicating more time, and I'm actually building my following on TikTok. Now at this point, I was already pretty much losing hope on getting my channel back. And I just figured, you know, I might as well file another appeal. I mean, what could it hurt just to file another appeal? And this time I took my time. I pretty much used 1,000 characters, what they give you to file your appeal. And I try to make it sound as professional as possible. I believe what I said something along the lines of my channel doesn't violate the policies and guidelines that YouTube has. I'm here to educate and help other people learn. And basically, it's not my intention to go against YouTube's policies. And so I sent that appeal. And then a few hours after that, I received this email right here. Basically saying after re-reviewing my channel, they found that there's no violations on my channel. Content doesn't violate any policies and I'm in good standings and my channel was restored. So now I got my channel back and I can start posting again. After 2 months of going back and forth with the appeals and on Twitter with YouTube, I finally got my channel back. So moral of the story is if your channel gets taken down, appeal it. That's the first step you need to take in order to get your channel back. Appeal it and try to make it sound as professional as possible. And if you didn't do anything wrong, let them know, hey, I believe this is a mistake. My channel, my content doesn't violate any policies that YouTube has. I'm here to help other people learn and basically build a community. It's not my intentions to go against YouTube's policies. And then the next step that you can take is going on Twitter and tweeting at Team YouTube. In my case, it didn't really help out a lot because they were just basically giving me the runaround. But I've seen other people who have said that when they get their channel taken down, they tweet at Team YouTube and they get actual help. They get assistance. They get somebody to actually look into their channel, and that's sometimes helps them get their channel back. And lastly, don't give up, especially if you put years into creating content around your channel, recording, editing, and uploading videos onto your channel. Don't give up. Even I was starting to think like I'm never gonna get my channel back, but you just gotta keep on going, keep appealing it, and don't give up basically. So another thing that I realized throughout this whole situation is that you shouldn't rely on just one platform because it can all be taken away from you just like that without any type of warning. Now, the good thing that happened throughout this whole situation, besides getting my channel back, is that it gave me more time to focus on growing my account on TikTok. Like I mentioned earlier, I was posting 2 to 3 videos a day on TikTok, and within the 2 months of my channel being taken down, I grew my followers from 15,000 to 100,000 what I'm at right now. So that's, I guess you can call that a silver lining. But yeah, that's basically how I got my channel back, and I hope this helps anybody out who has their channel back, especially if it was taken down wrongfully. First thing to do is appeal it, sound as professional as possible, and then tweet at Team YouTube. So I hope this video helps you guys out. Hope this helps out anybody who's going through the same struggle that I went through, and I hope you guys get your channel back. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.